Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 17th Health Matters with Hatsuno Kiseki Facebook Live session. And today we'll be talking about water. By the way, for those who are in already, if you have any questions, feel free to ask questions, in our comment section. And then we will then answer your question like what Mr. Yo just did. His question was, what constitutes acidic water apart from the pH value? Okay, so, but water is crucial for life, faces challenges today due to pollution and unequal access, especially, in developing countries or underdeveloped countries, And most of us are puzzled by the multitude of bottled waters options available. And, I'm sure a lot of you are questioning why so many, what is what? So today we're here to answer all these questions. And also, I personally will be touching more on the environmental side of it, right? So, there are a lot of water that promises health as well. So, do these options truly cater to our needs? Or is it just something more complex? Or is it just a marketing ploy? So today we will examine what is out there, and we will provide you with, I hope, an informed information, so that you can make an informed choice. Right. So without further ado, let me just go into the presentation. So water. Today we will be covering the science, the myths, and informed choices. On all the abundance of types of waters that are in the market, either, in the sundry shop, in supermarkets, or in direct selling or multi-level marketing as well. So we won't be covering too much on the direct selling or multi-level marketing because there are plenty for us to cover. So, okay. Yeah. So, the humble water, it's 2 hydrogen atoms, correct? No, atom, right? And 1 oxygen atom, which makes up water, right? Today, the world faces an unimaginable pollution all over the world, especially in developing countries. From, as you can see on the left, the boy swimming in a lake filled with toxic algae. The fish, dying fish in a pond, that's polluted by rubbish that's been thrown into it. You have, algae bloom in a lake in China, caused by surface runoffs due to over use of pesticides, overuse of fertilizers in their farms. And then you can see this dear old man that is, picking up fishes that are already dead. I don't know how they're going to eat it. And the red one is just long-term pollution. It's a certain type of pollution, certain type of chemical that has been going on in this state that has turned all the water red. This is one of the things that we are facing in the world. It is something that is urgent that we need to really address. Us as citizens of our country, we need to find ways to push our governments to really look into water. A breakdown of water, the world's water content. So as we know, 75% of the world is covered with water. Of that, 97.5% is ocean and other sources. Only 22.5% of the water is fresh water. Out of the 2.5%, we are talking about 70% of it are glaciers and ice caps. So, if climate climate change is happening. The world is getting warmer as glaciers and ice caps are melting. Where does it flow to? It flows back into the sea. We don't get to harvest this water, right? And of the 2.5%, 29% is groundwater. Of that, only 1% is usable water. Of that 1%, we're looking at 69% is used for irrigation, agriculture, 30% industries, and only 1% of the total usable water is for human consumption. In essence, it's only 0.08% of the total water in the world that is usable. And this data is, I believe, is from 2010 by UN Water, and there is no new data. So I'm just recycling this, and I think the percentage has reduced. Okay. So now, I pass this presentation to Dr. Lim. He will be talking about the chemistry of water.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark. A very good evening, everyone. So today we are going to embark into a very fascinating journey into the world of water. So I'm going to talk about the chemistry of water. So probably a little bit very simple on the chemical structure, as we know that we start with the basic one. So water, as mentioned by Mark just now, is chemically represented by H2O. So why it is a H2O and not HO2 or maybe H2O2? So H2O basically it is comprised or composed of two hydrogen atoms that is actually covalently bonded. Covalently bonded here means that the interaction between the hydrogen and also the oxygen are basically a covalent bond. So covalent bond is something like a weak bond. However, it is still a very strong bond. So between the hydrogen bond and also, between the hydrogen bond and also the oxygen bond, there is a covalent bond. However, between the water molecule and the water molecule, it is actually the hydrogen bond. So basically, there are two types of bondings here. So one is the covalent bond, and the other one is hydrogen bond. Why hydrogen bond occurs between the molecules? So within the molecule, it is actually the covalent bond, and between the molecule is actually the hydrogen bond. So let me explain why is it that so. If you see that the water basically is a polar molecule. So polar molecule here means that one side will be positive, the other side will be negative. Or I would say that it will be partially charged as the positive and partially negative charge. So because of the uneven electron distribution, so we have the positive, then we have the negative, and this characteristic actually makes the water very unique. Okay, because it's very unique, then it can actually attract each other. And because of this partial charge as well, it acts as a universal solvent. It can dissolve a lot of things. Okay, so what happens for this attraction between the hydrogen, between the atom of the molecule of water and also molecule of water? What actually constitute for the partial charge? You can see that hydrogen. Now we know that hydrogen is actually a positive charge. Okay, hydrogen is actually a positive charge. And if you see that the negative side is actually from the oxygen. So because of the pulling force between the hydrogen and also the oxygen atom, it actually form a bond. Okay, it actually form a bond that is, we call it as the hydrogen bond. So because of the opposite charges, this create the oxygen bonding, where we call it as the attractive force between the hydrogen of one water molecule with the oxygen of another molecule. And because of this hydrogen bond, it is, I won't say that it is a very strong bond, but then this bond will actually determine the boiling points and also the melting points of the water itself. So if you can see that the water's polarity, because of the partial charge negative and partial charge positive, so it becomes the attractive forces. It makes the water actually polar. So it makes it as an excellent solvent. And because its ability to dissolve a wide range of substances, like what we see, we dissolve salts, we dissolve the sugars, it actually play a vital role in biology, okay? Either in biology or in any industry, and also it could be beyond that. So the positive and negative ends at the water molecules that actually surround. So you can see that it actually disperses as the solid particles when breaking them apart, and that will also enable the chemical reaction as well as certain biological processes. So when we see about water, water is very important. Like if we see from the macro scale, it is important, for washing, for drinking, for whatever. If you see the micro scale itself, it is actually important for cellular processes like the cells in our body, some of the nutrient transportation in our body, and also regulate the temperature. That's why when people say if you are sick or if you are having fever, drink more water. So it is actually a solvent for chemical reactions because in our body, so we have a lot of cellular reactions or cell reactions that happen in the aqueous environments. So these will actually facilitate the transportation of the medium of the ions or the nutrients in the body or within the cells. So talking about the transport medium, we have the nutrients, whatever gas or products that it dissolves in the cell membranes. Then it will, pass through like maybe through the osmosis or through the diffusion, so on and so forth. Water is also very important in enzymatic reaction in certain enzymes in our body because it is crucial for some of the cells metabolism where it actually occur in water-based environment. So we know that the enzymes are biological catalyst or biological precursor or factor that actually help or facilitate the chemical reactions in our body, and this water will provide a necessary medium for this reaction to happen. Yep. And I won't talk about the other stuff where you have electrolyte balance, where if you go for if you're having diarrhea, that means you have lost a lot of those electrolytes. So yep, you need to get replenish of water and also get some of the ions. So water will help in that bodily processes. So I guess anyone would like to add? Or what's the next slide?
The next slide would be Dr. Tan's. I think we should continue to answer Mr. Yo's question just now.
Okay. So
The slide.
what's the question just now?
What makes the water constitutes acidic water apart from the pH value?
Okay, the acid water itself is still the acid water, where I mentioned just now earlier, the pH.
Yeah. Besides
the pH itself is actually the indicator, the measurement for the acidity of that particular water. So besides that, the acidity of the water does not constitute anything unless if let's say you're in the stomach, then that will be acidic in the acidic form. If it is in the colon, then it's in a basic form, or in outside the body, let's say environment as in such like if you are having housing area somewhere near the environment where a lot of industry area, then probably you have a little bit of acidic rain. Yep.
Okay.
I hope that answered the questions because what constitutes the acidic water? Acidic water is still the acidic water. Yep.
Yeah. What makes it acidic besides?
I think maybe I can add a little bit.
Yeah.
Just let's say if we are looking at pure water, it's neutral. If we add in chemicals, for example, like carbon dioxide, okay, when we do soft drinks, all those flavored drinks like Coca-Cola, 7-Up, we do add in CO2, which is a carbon dioxide gas. And this CO2 will interact with the water to create more hydrogen ions. And when you have more hydrogen ions, that is when you turn something which is neutral to become acidic. So if you have less hydrogen ion, but you have more of the hydroxide ion, which is the OH negative, then your water will become alkaline. So it depends on what you add into the water. pH is just an indicator. So you want to detect whether the water or any liquid, is it acidic, is it alkaline, is it neutral? You can use pH as a measurement. If you get below 7, then the liquid that you have is actually what we call as acidic liquid. If you have above 7, which is between more than 7 but less than 14, then that will be alkaline. So it depends on the chemical that you add in, and if let's say that chemical you add in can contribute to the formation of more hydrogen ions, which is H+, then you get acidic. If you add in the chemicals and during the chemical reaction you get more of the hydroxide ions, which is the OH negative, then your liquid will become alkaline.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tan. Okay, so the next slide will be yours.
Yep. Okay. So for today's topic, we are going to talk about water. And on this slide, you can see there are basically 3 types of water. And these are the type of water that you can get at home or maybe at your office, or even when you go to food industry. These are the type of water that they will be using to produce food. So if you can see over here, the first type will be tap water, and tap water refers to the water we get directly from our tap. Okay, that's why it is called tap water. And this water are usually being treated at the water treatment plant. And during the treatment, they will try to make it safe to be consumed by the consumer. And there are various ways to do this treatment. One of the ways is by using disinfectant, example like chlorine-based disinfectant to kill off the microbe. And of course, they will do filtration as well to remove all those solid particles and maybe like rust, sands, or sediment. So during the water treatment, they will perform various treatment to make the water clean, and then it will be sent to our home or maybe at office or even industry. So that is tap water. The other type of water is what we call as filtered water. So these are the water that has been passed through a filter system, and this filter system mainly is used to remove impurities like particles and some contaminants. And the standard type of filter that are being used most of the time will be between 0.1 to 1 micron or micrometer. So these filters, think of it as a net, and you have pores on the nets. The size of the pores will determine what this filter can remove out, the impurity in the water. So if you have something which is bigger than the pores, then it will be filtered out. If let's say it's smaller than the pores, it will pass through together with the water. And if we think about 1 micron or 1 micrometer, how big is 1 micrometer? We are used to 1 cm, we are used to 1 meter, but basically we cannot imagine how small is 1 micron. If we can take example of our hair, 1 strand of our hair, the diameter is about 50 micron or 50 micrometer. So 1 micron is basically 50 times smaller than the diameter of your hand. So usually these type of filter can effective to remove large particles like sand, dust, and even some types of micro. But when you have impurities which is smaller than 1 micron or smaller than 0.1 micron, then you need other type of treatment in order to remove this. And things like dissolved compound, okay, like salt, sugar, they are smaller than 0.1 micron. So if you want to remove salt from water using a normal filter system, it's not going to work. And viruses as well, because they are very small as compared to bacteria or yeast, it's very hard to remove virus using a normal filter system. So anything that is smaller than the pore size of the filter will pass through. It's not the best type of filtration system, but this is one of the most commonly used filtration system using filter to remove impurities from water. So the water that we get basically is what we call as filtered water. The other one also using a type of membrane, we call this as RO water. But this type of membrane is very special in the sense that it's being designed to only be able to be penetrated by water. So anything which is bigger than water will be separated. And to push water to cross that membrane, we need pressure. If without pressure, the water will be not able to pass through this membrane. So this is what we call as a semi-permeable membrane. It can only be passed through if we apply pressure on one side. So when this liquid being subjected to pressure, the water molecule will be able to penetrate this membrane. Anything bigger than water will remain on this side. Anything smaller than water will follow through or will follow together with the water through the semi-permeable membrane. So basically, this can be considered as a very clean way of, a very effective way of cleaning our water, because not many things or not many substances is considered smaller than water, because it's only H2O, one oxygen and 2 hydrogen. So as a result, RO water tend to be very pure, okay, and most of the time free from many impurities. Okay, next slide, Mark. Okay, so we know that there are, we have the water treatment plant, okay, but what are the common issue with tap water? If let's say there's no issue with tap water, basically people are not buying filter system. People are not buying RO system at their home to treat water that is being supplied to them. So the issue mainly will be two. One is on the contamination. So why contamination? Because the the treatment plant is not located next to our home. It can be a few hundred kilometers away from our home. And along the journey from the treatment plant to our home, contamination can happen. Okay, the piping system that transfer the water to our home, it can be damaged. Okay, there could be leaks on the piping system, and through this leak, contamination from the ground can go into the water. So that's why this can be a big issue if we are using very old piping system. So from time to time, the authority, they will need to change on the pipe. If they don't change on the pipe, as the pipe becomes older, age, leaking can happen. And when that happens, the chemical from the soil, from the ground can enter to the water. The microbe can also enter to the water. So this causes contamination during the water traveling from the treatment plant all the way to our home. Another possible issue with tap water is on the disinfectant used to treat our water. Okay, this disinfectant is very effective in killing microbes, and it can also be it can also cause health issue to us if the dosage is being used at the level which is higher than the recommended dosage. So this can actually do harm to our health if we consume treated water which are being treated with high dose of disinfectant. And this disinfectant, if used at high level, it can also do harm to the piping. And this will also lead to the first problem, whereby you have leaking on the piping system and you have contamination from the ground. So RO water, technically, you can say that it is very effective in removing a lot of impurities. But there's one so-called issue with our system. Because when we are using our system, there is actually a discharge of water during the RO, during the separation of, during the creation of our water. And usually in typical RO system, you are going to lose about 50% to, between 25 to 50% of the water, okay? Or it can be even more, okay? So if you look at a RO system, you notice that there is a discharge of water. Every time the RO system is working, you will notice that there's a pipe connected up from the RO system and it will discharge water. So this water contains all the impurities and it will be discharged. And the amount of this water being discharged out, it can go up to about 75%, 50 to 75% being discharged. You only get 25 to 50%. But as technology getting more advanced, okay, this can be reduced, but still there will be some loss in terms of this water. Okay, and another issue is because this RO system is very good in removing impurities. It's also very good in removing minerals, because minerals, most of the minerals are bigger than water. So technically, usually we call RO water as low mineral water. If we don't add in any minerals after the RO system, this water is what we call as low mineral water. And according to WHO, they do not recommend drinking low mineral water for a long period of time. So that is from WHO. But the reason why they think this is bad is because these minerals in the water, example like calcium, magnesium, they are very important for our health. So when we are drinking low mineral water, our intake of this nutrient or these minerals, calcium, magnesium, will be less, unless we have very well-balanced diet. So that's why in another group of scientists, they don't see any problem with drinking this RO water. Their argument is that if you consume well-balanced diet, you should be able to get minerals from your diet aside from water. So they do recommend drinking RO water if you have a balanced diet. But if you know that you are not having a balanced diet, you are lacking of these minerals from your diet, calcium and magnesium, then of course it's not good to drink RO water. But if you have a balanced diet, drinking this low mineral water is not going to do any harm to you. So next, we go to bottled water. Okay, these are the water that you can buy at retail market. Okay, when you go to Aeon, when you go to Lotus, when you go even go to like Watson, Guardian, you can buy this bottled water. And if you think back that there is a time, if you are maybe in the right now in 60s, 70s, you should be able to remember that there is a time when people don't really buy water. They will bring their water from home. But nowadays, if you go out, hardly people bring water with them because they know that it's very convenient. They can walk to any retail store, you can buy bottled water. And I think, Mark, you managed to find this information. This convenience right now is actually worth 342 billion. So bottled water is not a small business. It's getting big because people tends to prefer the convenience of being able to buy water at any time. Okay, so
And may I add,
Yes.
it's also a big issue, a social issue where there is a lot of displacements of population, of villages and all that. There are a lot of environmental issues from producing these bottled waters as well, especially if we look at countries in South Asia, in Africa. All these countries are being exploited to produce the convenience that we all are enjoying. So sorry. Back to you, Dr. Tan.
Okay, so there's one fun fact. Actually, there are two. This is the first one that I want to share with you about bottled water. In Malaysia, okay, obtaining a license from MOH, which is the Ministry of Health, is required if you want to produce two things. One is natural mineral water. Number two, drinking water. Okay, if you want to produce biscuit, you want to produce bread, you want to produce luncheon meat, no issue. You do not need to inform MOH. You do not need to get any license from them if you want to produce and then sell. Okay, but for water, bottled water is very critical. You need to get license from MOH. Okay, and this license is basically to get the approval on the water source that you're going to use to manufacture and produce this bottled water. And if you look at the label on all bottled water, okay, you will notice there is a statement to show the approval number by MOH, or in Malay, we call this as KKM. Okay, you will not see this in any other food product. You will only see this in bottled water, which is either mineral water, natural mineral water, or drinking water. Okay, so like I said, there are two types. One is the natural mineral water. And where does this come from? It comes from the underground source. Okay, and usually it contains minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and so on. Okay, you can have a look. These are the typical concentration of the mineral that you can find in mineral water. You have calcium, you have magnesium, you have sodium, you have potassium, you even have sulfate, bicarbonate, and also chloride. So there are some studies reporting the health benefit of minerals in drinking water, and there are studies that shows that when you consume this type of mineral water, it can help in lowering blood pressure, regulating blood circulation, and even strengthening bones. Okay, if you are interested to look for this type of article, I think you can contact with Mark. Mark can actually share with you this type of studies that show good results or positive results on mineral water in this area. Now, the other group is what we call as drinking water. Okay, so basically this, if you think of it, is like you take, for the manufacturer, they will take water. Okay, it could be from the tap. Okay, they take the water, they treat it, and then they pack it, and then they sell to you. Okay, so the source of the water most likely is not from the underground. Okay, it could be from the tap. So they can do various type of treatment to make the water safe for you to drink in the bottle. Okay, so because of the belief in health benefit of mineral water, some of these manufacturers will actually fortify drinking water with minerals. Okay, the type of minerals that they can fortify could be chloride, it could be bicarbonate, it could be sulfate, salts of calcium, magnesium, potassium. So basically, they are trying to mimic the natural mineral water. Okay, this is optional. They can just treat it and then pack and then sell to you. Or if they want to maybe sell at a better price, they can try to make their product looks like mineral water by doing fortification with minerals. But still, they cannot sell as natural mineral water because of the water source where they get the water. Okay, so now it comes to the second fact. Okay, fun fact. How do we differentiate which one is natural mineral water, which one is drinking water? Okay, because when you're paying, usually I will say the natural mineral water will be more expensive as compared to drinking water. So there are two ways. One, you can read the label. Okay, you read the label, definitely it will be stated on the label whether this product is natural mineral water or drinking water. In Malay is air minuman or minimum air, something like that. Okay, you can read the label, it will be stated there very clearly what type of water is this. The second way is by looking at the cap. Okay, if you notice there are various colors on the cap. Okay, for drinking water, the cap must be in white color. Okay, other than white color, you will also see like blue color caps and green color caps. So if you see other than white, those are actually mineral water, natural mineral water. So you don't have to look at the label from far. By looking at the cap, the color of the cap, you should be able to identify which one is natural mineral water, which one is drinking water. Now, come to the final part of my sharing session, which is water with health-related claims. Okay, I believe, I think Mark already mentioned, okay, you have been seeing a lot of advertisements on water with health-related claims. And most of the time, you will be, I think most of us will be able to encounter two types, which is the alkaline water and hydrogen water. Okay, but of course, there are other types available in the market, which I think Mark will explain a little bit more. But for my part, I will be explaining on these two, alkaline water and hydrogen water. So what is alkaline water? Okay, alkaline water is referring to water with a slightly higher pH level. Okay, so the higher level, okay, the higher pH level is contributed by the addition of minerals. And these minerals most likely will be the calcium, magnesium. Okay, and some scientists actually think it can help to balance the body's acidity, but this type of claim still lack of scientific evidence. Okay, usually for alkaline water, the pH is about 8 to 9, which is more than 7. Okay, but it can be even higher depending on the amount of minerals being added to the water.
I guess later on, Dr. Siva or Tiffany can elaborate on this matter.
Yeah. When you said, Dr. Tan said, the mineral water, yes, if you look at this is green cap, and this water comes from Malaysia, Splitster brand. And Splitster got two. One is blue, which is distilled water. And this green label is mineral water. This mineral water, I would say, is the only water I know of. Even in Europe, people pay a bomb to drink this water because if you read the label, you will see silica is highlighted. Silica is fantastic for hair, nails, joints, tendon, ligaments, and bones. So in fact, with bottled water, this is the only bottled water I drink, and it has a green label. And I think it is slightly on the alkaline side, because when you have more silica, it will be slightly on the alkaline side. Of
Okay.
course, then
Yeah.
too much. See, why this alkaline water theory works is most people, honestly, trust me, we have no way to force our body to be in alkaline or acidic. It is depending on our diet, our lifestyle, what we eat, drink, breathe, our body automatically self-regulates. For people with cancer, their body will be in an acidic state. But the problem is our body can't work in an acidic state. It needs 7.35 pH. So in order to self-regulate and self-adapt, it will leach calcium from the bones, which is highly alkaline, to regulate the pH. So alkaline water helps in a way, because people's body, if it is too acidic, adding a little bit of alkaline water helps. But other than that, I don't see any much benefits. Personally, I see our stomach acid should be very high. If you drink too much alkaline water, you will dilute it. So it will not be able to break down the food we eat. So if you're drinking alkaline water, I say drink after 2 hours of having a heavy meal or before. Don't take alkaline water right after a meal.
Basically, yeah, I wanted to add what you have been added is that our body, we are unable to, like, basically we cannot make our body become too alkaline as well. Our body cannot function.
Yes.
There's always so drinking alkaline water is beneficial in a way, just not with the aim to make our body alkaline.
Right.
That's all.
Okay, so actually there are some studies to show the benefit of drinking alkaline water, but the study that they are doing for very specific condition. Okay, one of them will be in Japan. Okay, they suggested drinking alkaline water, which can help to improve our stools. Okay, another one in Iran is they suggest that drinking alkaline water may actually help to improve the bone density in post-menopause women with osteoporosis. Okay, but other than that, if you look at the advertisement whereby they talk about immune system, they talk about cancer resistance, they might be talking about detoxifying our body. All these are still yet to be proven using scientific method. So do take note on this. Try to look for scientific evidence rather than by looking at the advertisement.
But I endorse one water, which is called structured water. So I did basically testing with various waters. If I just take a normal tap water and leave it outside, I don't see any ants going and drinking. But I used a system from Korea a long time ago. There used to be a brand called Nikken, and they used to sell a water called Pi water. The beauty of that water is I always see ants going in and then committing suicide inside the filtered water, because it creates a kind of to me, if something is natural, if an insects go and drink, it means that it's completely safe. It is totally natural. You know, they always say if you are stuck somewhere and if you do not know whether to drink that water, see if a horse is going and drinking that water, go and drink. Animals have this natural instinct, and insects. We human lost it because of our so-called education system. We lost our instinct. But I am very, very supportive of this theory, structured water, because when a water is structured, I see ants going and drinking that water. So it means there must be something into it which we are still trying to figure out. So if you see a lot of water in your ants, means that water is really good. And if you don't see anything drinking that water, don't drink, because it's unfit for drinking. Because even an insect don't want to drink that. Very simple logic.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Siva, for sharing on that. So the other type is actually what we call as hydrogen water. So this is water infused with hydrogen. And it can be produced by either using electrolysis or even using hydrogen tablets. And it is often advertised for potential health benefits due to the antioxidant properties of hydrogen. And this hydrogen water is marketed to decrease inflammation, boost athletes' performance, and even slow aging. There are some studies that are being conducted using this hydrogen water, and but like I said, these are just one or two studies, so you have to be very cautious about this. Of course, you can try it if you have health issue, if you think that this alkaline hydrogen water can help you, you can try it, okay, but do not think as a miracle solution. Okay, try it. If it helps, good. Okay, if it's not improving, then go and look for other solutions.
Thank you. So yeah, like what Dr. Tan mentioned earlier, and what Dr. Siva said, there are many types of water that is being sold out there by companies or in supermarkets, and one of them is oxygen water, where oxygen is being infused into the water. So I have seen some benefits of it, and Dr. Siva, he himself believes that by having more oxygen in the water, it helps, right? But
let me give you an example after this.
Yeah, bear in mind, do not use it as a treatment. Do not use it as a cure-all, like what Dr. Tan has said. Because when people sell you something, they will want to promise you the sky and the moon, right? So I have been in this water treatment industry for more than 10 years. And I've seen all sorts of filters. In fact, our house, we have a lot of samples from Korea, from Taiwan, from Japan, all sorts of filters, all sorts of promises, like, producing negative ions, alkaline. We're talking about, what's that called? Turbine technology, what's that? Turbo charge technologies and things like plasma technology. So many. Right. So oxygen water is one of them as well. It is relatively new, not really new. I think it started maybe about 6 years or 7 years ago, where people are starting to explore this oxygenated water. Basically, do exercise caution when taking this, right? So Dr. Siva, you were saying?
Yeah. Okay, about 2 months ago, there was a lady who came directly to my clinic from Malaysia. I think she spent about 7 hours inside the bus. When inside a bus, when everything is closed and you don't breathe properly, you will feel a bit tired and lethargic because not enough fresh oxygen is inside the bus. So she came and she said she's thirsty. So we oxygenate our water using the machine we have, and we just gave her 1 cup. Immediately her eyes opened up and asked, "What did you all give me?" Because I suddenly feel a bit more energetic and I'm no more fatigue. I'm ready for our meeting. Actually, that really opened up my eyes too, because we are regularly drinking all this water, so we don't feel everything is as BAU, business as usual. But for someone who traveled for 7 hours in a closed bus, tired, lethargic, and when she drank, so the point number second, some believe that oxygenation boosts energy and enhances health. Yes, I have witnessed a case of really boosting energy. And there is another water called light water. Can you all see this? This is called deuterium depleted water. I mainly give this to cancer people because deuterium is a heavy form of hydrogen. And when it is removed, what happens is this water can go in and help the cells to purge off the free radicals from the cell. And this, a lot of research has been going on called deuterium depleted water. And Light Water is one of the good brands. And normally I buy this water to drink myself to once in a while to flush things, excess things from my body. Yeah, I got all sort of toys. Water.
I personally believe if let's say you're producing the oxygen water at home,
Yeah, we
and
make it fresh instantly when we want to drink.
it's always better. I'm sorry, but I do not believe in the bottled ones.
Oh, because no, we tested. Well, they can promise, but within a week of even we oxygenating, within a week, we can see the slow decline in the percentage of oxygen in water. And we use the brand called Henna, Henna. I think it's somewhere from Europe. So it is one of the very good industrial grade device to check the oxygen. So the moment you oxygen, you drink it is good, but you keep it for a few days, the potency is gone.
Yeah,
Everything I say, it has to be made fresh.
right. That's right. So next is ionized water, where with alkaline and acidic components generated through electrolysis. A lot of times this water or this method is also used for wastewater treatment as well. So again, a lot of people claim that it's beneficial because of the negative oxidation reduction potential, the ORP. But again, I tried to search for more information and all that, but it's very limited.
Well, I'm sure you will use a lot of water to make all the Kiseki products, and I believe you have tested a lot. So what is the filtration system you use to get a clean water where you can make all the Kiseki products, Mark?
At the moment, we just use tap water. No, just joking.
There's no way you will use tap water in Malaysia, no way.
Well, I used to drink from the tap, but not anymore. Yeah, we have a two-stage filter system. It's a 3M system. So yeah, then of course for us we believe in the science of water carries memory as well.
Important, yes.
Yeah,
that's one reason I am very hesitant to drink the tap water in Singapore, because it's a recycled pee, shit, poop, all the toilet cleaner, all the chemical, all the things which goes in the urine. How do people find whether a person is doped? They check the urine. So anything you take, it is metabolized. After that, it is excreted in the urine, including the drugs like chemo and all other drugs. And there used to be a former president in India called Morarji Desai. He lived very long, 90 plus. So they asked him, what is the secret of your success? He said, I drink my own urine, my first urine. Actually, the world was laughing at him, when he said he's drinking the first urine of the day. And in ancient Ayurvedic practice, there is that therapy called Shivambu therapy, where people drink their own urine. But latest research says our urine has our own stem cells. So when you drink it, it actually repairs the organ.
yes.
So I believe he used to live long. So imagine if the 6.5 million people are peeing and they're taking all sort of drugs, and then it goes and then it gets filtered and then it comes back to me. No. I don't want the stem cell nor the signature of all the chemical drugs and the cocktails they're taking put into my mouth. I rather make water from the air using atmospheric water system, as we are blessed with a lot of humidity in Singapore. Then I oxygenate it. I think this is the cleanest water I can get here.
Okay, good to know.
But I've heard what they claim that Singapore tap water is like the cleanest water. I'm not sure.
No, because I tested it. I collected the tap water, put it in a distiller. After 4.5 hours, if I open it, I can smell chlorine. See, in a fresh water, what happens when it goes up in the mountain, the water rolls and rolls and rolls. It picks up the earth magnetic field, picks up the energy, picks up the mineral, and it forms a nice structure because it keeps on rolling. Whereas our water is a dead water because everything is stored. In reality, water should be moving. That's why, if you look at all the old German scientists like Victor Schellberger, they created like a vortex. So
Hmm.
even in the biodynamic farming, they actually have a 7 vortex. When the water flows through it, it forms a structure. That's
Yeah.
why I say all the same. Take a water, put it outside. If ant is going and drinking, that is a good water. If ant's not even drinking, don't drink that shit. Very simple.
So yeah, like what Dr. Siva has covered as well earlier, structured water or hexagonal water, it does have its benefits, but again, it's limited, and it can be expensive as well. Am I right, Dr. Siva?
Yeah, but you look at honeycomb, it's a hexagonal structure. Yeah, so that particular property, hexagonal, has a special property. In fact, there used to be some devices from Japan which you connect it to our normal pipeline, and inside what I saw was hexagonal structures deep inside. So when the water just flows through it, it just changes the structure instantly.
Hmm. And then now we have this new water, which is called detox water. Amazing. It's a water infused with fruits, herbs, and other ingredients claimed to aid detoxification. So, so this detox water, again, it's just like normal filtered water with added minerals and nutrients and things like that. That's it. All right. But then, I guess the West likes to, label things and then they can start selling it. Right. So yeah, there's that.
What I do is, no matter what water you drink, I put my customer on my system from UK. I can check the intracellular water, extracellular water. So if the water they are drinking is good, they will be properly hydrated. There will be a good intracellular water and extracellular water. If it don't happen, then it means the water they are drinking maybe have lacked the structure. That's why it can't enter the cells.
For me, if you're unsure, if you don't know what water, just go for plain water from the tap, have a simple filter, boil it, and keep yourself hydrated, because water is very, 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 very important. So like, whenever I personally feel a bit down, or even if I feel stressed, I'll drink many, many, many cups of water at once, and it really, really, really takes the stress away. So water is an amazing thing, so don't take it for granted, right? So the other thing is that, this is just me, the world has spent about 300 billion and counting to go to Mars, to go to the moon, right? And if, let's say, a part of it is used to clean the world, wouldn't it be nice? Why not? A fraction of the money spent to explore the universe to heal the world. I don't understand, why are we in a rush to go to Mars when we still have a planet to live in? So that is my key takeaway. And this is one of my favorite quotes from Alanis Obomsawin. When the last tree is cut down, the last fish is eaten, and the last stream is poisoned, you will realize that you cannot eat money.
But trust me, until that thing happens, people still won't accept the statement.
Exactly. It's just like health.
Yes.
We have been trying to advocate, investing in yourself, not invest in others, not invest in someone, with a name with a Vuitton behind, or Hermes or something like that. Invest in yourself, whether you're a Tan or a Su or a Lim, or a Siva, right? Invest in yourself.
I came across something very nice. I wanted to read out to you. Give me a second, please. The most profound thing I read this week. So it goes like this. Okay. Imagine this is 2123. 2123 mean 100 years later. We will all be buried with our relatives and friends. Strangers will live in our homes we fought so hard to build, and they will own everything we have today. All our possessions will be unknown and unborn. including the car we spent a fortune on, especially in Singapore, and probably be a scrap, preferably in the hands of an unknown collector. Our own descendants will hardly know who we are, nor they will remember us. How many of us know our grandfather's father? After we die, we will be remembered for a few more years, and after that, we will become a portrait in someone else's bookshelf, and after some more years, even that too will disappear. We won't even be in the memories of people. So why rush to build things and destroy ourselves? Rather live.
That's
A
right.
very profound statement.
Oh yeah. On the topic of water as well. That we all throughout the years we have received questions as to why do we not make Kiseki into a powder form or jelly form and all that. Number one, it's difficult. Dr. Tan can attest to that.
Because this is live culture. How you can make a live culture out of a dead powder?
And also the thing is, we believe not only that we believe, but it is proven that liquid products, liquid supplements, provides you with faster absorption. It's a greater bioavailability. It's easier for you to consume because some people, might have difficulties, popping pills, right? So you can just drink it, and basically it is more efficient for you to digest it as well.
No, it's a metabolite, no digestion. It just gets into your bloodstream.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, liquid supplement, not Kiseki per se. Thank you very much, Dr. Siva. So, and it's flexible to administer. You can put, you can put it in a cup, you can put it in a syringe, you put it a teaspoon,
Put it in a juice.
or put it in a
Not
juice.
in the coffee, yeah.
Yeah. Well, coffee, why not?
It's hot. It's hot.
So it also has a heightened absorption as well. So yeah, so that is our presentation for today, ladies and gentlemen.
I have one thing to add, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Get addition to your I think the last slide. I learned this from I learned this from watching a video from the YouTube. It's from one of the US very famous astrophysicist.
Physicist.
Okay. He mentioned that why we are spending money to make Mars hospitable to human, and if we can do that, why can't we do to our Earth?
Right. Okay.
All the resources to make Mars into Earth, we should be able to make Earth back to Earth.
Yeah, very true.
That's right. That's my.
Earth is.
It's a very simple question, but then nobody has answers to it.
Yeah.
It's not sexy.
Exactly. It's not sexy. Why do we need to go to the moon to study rocks where 90% of Earth we have not explored?
We have not explored our oceans at all.
Exactly. And we are
Exactly. Mountains and forests.
Yep.
okay. I think we should start an NGO. Anyway.
Kiseki Foundation.
So yeah, that's all in terms of our presentation of in terms of water today. I hope that it is beneficial and we have answered a lot of your questions. We just give the audience maybe 2 minutes to type their questions while we ramble. Oh, okay. We have another question from Mr. KCO. Distilled water or dead water, battery water that has zero mineral content is acidic water?
I think pH of a distilled water is slightly on the acidic side, around 6.5 or 7.
So
Very close to 7.
Yeah, close to 7. Yeah.
Very close to 7.
So will it leach minerals from our bones or body similar to reverse osmosis?
It's
Not
almost
really.
similar
In
like
fact, there is a
water.
book written on it. I mean, that particular book advocates purely on distilled water, especially for people who have kidney failure, kidney problems, because they need to have zero TDS. But again, that distilled water need to be adjusted to pH 7.35 by passing through some charcoal filters, so then it becomes a bit more alkaline. But for kidney failure patients, I tell them take only distilled water and structure that water and take. That's my advice to my clients, because we don't want to load the kidneys with any more minerals dissolved in the water. Because of the high TDS, I mean, there was a real case among one of our relative. In his farm, he did a bore well. And then what he did was he pumped out the water directly to the trees, coconut trees. Within a month, all the coconut trees were dead. It means his 20 years of effort just became a dead field. Then he got shocked and took the water for testing. He found the TDS was 3,000 or 6,000 because of the pollutants. Imagine if someone with kidney problem, they're trying to drink water with high total dissolved solids, which in short is TDS. It's going to cause them more problem. Rather drink pure distilled water, maybe, but adjust it to pH 7.35 and drink it. That's the best.
Yeah, that's right. So, any more questions?
Question?
Yes, Dr. Tan.
What, Dr. Siva, what is your take on the recent incidents in Japan, whereby they released the water, so-called the treated water?
Yeah, I think to me it's not acceptable. I mean, they can say anything like, who validated it? Did they allow the international team to go and check the waters before being released into the Pacific Ocean? No, to me, I think it's unacceptable. They did everything testing internally. They say everything is safe. It means cover the front side and back side themselves. How to accept that statement? If they challenge anyone from the world, please go and test the water, everything being discharged, it is safe. Then if the international community on the whole agrees, it will be fine. But no, I mean, that's not right, actually.
Yeah, even in some in one of the video, they say if let's say it's safe to be drink, then why don't you just consume it?
Exactly.
Why you want to throw it into the
Yes,
ocean?
exactly. Yeah. I think it's wrong. No one knows what's going to happen. That's why I say by 2030, there will be a lot of destructions than any constructive things happening. And all this is one of it. No one knows, I mean, what you do is you can't take it back, Yeah. That's why, I mean, I said no choice what to do. I mean, each country have the right to do what they want to do. We don't have a global government which takes care of everything, no.
We have United Nations.
No, United Nations is actually US nations, actually.
That's right.
It's just on paper, United Nations. Who's united? Nobody is united. You go, the people are fighting against each other in United Nations.
Okay. So, Dr. Lim, any questions?
So far, no from me. Probably I just want to share one of the incident where I actually took the alkaline water.
Yeah.
So although I know that the alkaline water is just like when you drink it, it has nothing to do with the body, because the body will actually change the pH itself to balance to the 7.35 to 7.44. So it happened to me that I actually bought one filter system with the alkaline water. So I tried to drink the alkaline water and I got stomach upset and the next day diarrhea.
Yeah, I mean, I said it must have diluted your acid and you couldn't digest the food and you ate.
So
So
do you
what happened to the machine?
have the machine?
Sorry?
What
You
happened to the machine?
I still have the machine, but I don't use the alkalinizer anymore. I just use the filter.
Yeah. In fact, before investing, try the water first and see whether it is acceptable to your body.
Mm.
You need to be open to try, no choice. Then you see if you feel good, you buy. If not, then just move on.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. If at any point of time, the viewers, our audience, if you have questions about water or anything at all, feel free to message us, because we have all these experts and one salesman to give you informed advice, and based on our experience, on what we read, what we understand, what we have researched.
I strongly object you downgrading to a salesman instead of using the humble word researcher.
I am a salesman. So
No, don't downgrade yourself. Salesman job is always say a tie in the neck, a bag in the hand, and a lie in the mouth is a salesman job. That's what all pharmaceutical representatives do. You should watch the documentary called Painkiller on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Exactly as what pharmaceutical companies do is capture all the tactics they do. Can you believe some time ago, Indian Prime Minister was telling pharmaceutical companies, stop supplying women money, incentives, and travel to doctors.
Exactly.
Because now medical profession is instead of medical profession, it's a medical prostitution. So he made that bold statement,
Which is right.
Never downgrade yourself to a salesman. I mean, we are doing a good thing. We are not like them.
Okay. I don't want to argue, but I strongly
Better don't.
Well, okay. So I guess that's the time we have. This is one of our longest session, 1 hour, 20 minutes. So for those that hung on, and those that have just came in, thank you. If you have any questions offline, just ask the questions in the comment section. We will try to reply you. It can be about anything. It can be about this topic. It can be about any topic whatsoever, right? Don't hesitate, because when you hesitate, you lose the opportunity to heal yourself, or use the opportunity to, you might miss something, right? So just ask. Okay, so our next session is on 13th of September, which is Wednesday. Our sessions are back to Wednesdays, so don't be confused anymore. And mark your calendars again. For those who have not liked or subscribed to our Facebook, Instagram, our YouTube page, please do so. Click share with your friends, your family, about Kiseki, about the topics that we share, right? So yeah, it will be really awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you, Dr. Tan. Thank you, Dr. Lim. Thank you, Dr. Siva, and thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, everyone, for staying. Good night and take care.